Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, as you guys know, we are patiently awaiting the EZA details for the LR God Goku. However, he is not the only EZA coming to Global. So, of course, in the news, it does specify that we are getting the EZA for the Kid Goku, the Int Kid Goku. That was given an official announcement and a date in the news with the celebration info at the same time as the date was confirmed for the God Goku. They're both coming at the same time. It's the morning of the 8th for me, so it's like the evening of the 7th, depending on where you are in the US. But we're also getting a bunch of quest stages, and we are getting some other EZAs as well. As you can see from the title, we are getting 7 EZAs in total. So, God Goku, again, still waiting on his details. Hopefully, those will be posted. I think at the time this video goes up, they often post those like mini producer letter or Dokkan Now things at what is essentially 4 AM my time, which I think is like 8 PM PST. So, by the time this video goes up, it's potentially around like 7 to 8 hours. We could see the news for this, because I think they are announcing it in an actual thing. Otherwise, it'll just be whenever we get the data download, which could be any time within the next, like, you know, 9 hours or so, whatever it is. So, be interesting to see what he's actually going to do. In that same update, we'll get the info for his actual Extreme Z battle as well. So, of course, as always, I will do a team building guide for that. And then we're getting the EZA for the Kid Goku. He is pretty good. His only downside, of course, is if you did summon for and pull the physical Kid Goku, they do share the same name. So running them on the same team is kind of annoying, because you don't usually want to run the physical Kid Goku as a slot 1 unit, which then means that these guys aren't going to link. But if you didn't summon for Kid Goku, or you did and you just didn't pull him, this guy obviously makes a really good stand-in leader with a physical Path to Power Goku friend. So I'll go over this guy in more detail in his own video. Obviously mine is Rainbow, full link level 10, ready to go. So we will be doing the full EZA showcase for him once that is live in the game. But the other big one that we are getting is the EZA for the 5 mono Barbershop units. So that is the AGL Great Saiyaman, Tech Krillin in the Piccolo drip. We do love this. I do love the fact that this is a unit in the game. We've got the Int Dabura, the STR Full Power or Max Power Master Roshi, and the physical Nappa. So all of these EZAs are coming out. They are essentially done through the Barbershop and a bunch of missions. They do not actually have, you know, like an Extreme Z battle or an Extreme Z area or anything like that. I'm trying to see exactly here. I've got the game up on the other thing, exactly what they said in the news. I think in the news for the celebration, it was pretty much just listed as like the update to the Barbershop. Let me see what it actually says in here now. Yeah, there isn't really any specific info about it. It just says towards the Extreme Realm campaign and the starting date, and that's it. So it shows the images of the Barbershop units. So obviously, because it's already been out on JP, we know exactly what that is. So these guys are getting their EZA. A bunch of missions will be released. Those missions, when they first came out on JP, they did actually have an end time. So I might make a video going over the missions specifically, but the way you get all of these medals, we've got the Nappa one up here, but they are essentially all the same. The way that you get these is through this campaign originally, by completing all the missions. Now, if you don't do the missions by the time the end date, never fear, whilst those missions do disappear, the medals become like the units themselves, where they will randomly appear in the Barbershop. I think they do appear every cycle like the units themselves. So it's like you'll get a refresh and it'll go from being Nappa to being like Dabura, for example. I was asking Minato about it earlier, and the medals basically work the same way. So you don't really want to leave it that long, because you could end up needing a very specific medal. Like, say you need the Rainbow Nappa medals, and then every time you check it, because I know most people, you probably don't sit there checking the shop every single time it updates, although I'm sure some people do. And you could just never be seeing these medals come up. So make sure you actually do the missions for them. I might talk about them in a separate video once they're actually live in the game and we can sit and go through them. But yeah, try and make sure you get all the missions done and don't miss out on these. Now, when it comes to the units themselves, they are all very, very similar. In fact, I think they literally just have different super attack effects. Well, actually, do they even all have the same super attack effect? Actually, they do. I thought their super attacks differed, but they all have the same super attack effect. They all have the same leader skill, but for a different typing. And then their passive is basically the same. So we'll start with Great Saiyaman. So AGL types 3 key, 90% to stats. His super attack is raise defense for 1 turn, do supreme damage to the enemy. And then his passive is attack and defense 120% when performing a super. Attack and defense 30% and a medium chance to dodge with 3 or more key spheres obtained. And then he gets an additional attack and defense 50% with 5 or more key spheres obtained. Gives AGL types 2 key and 30% attack and defense. And then AGL types attack and defense plus 10% in addition with 3 or more AGL spheres specifically obtained, right? They have to be AGL. So for this first 3 key to get the dodge chance, it can be any orb. To give the extra 10% to AGL types, you have to get 3 AGL orbs. Now, the fact that he's not a type orb changer obviously will potentially make this significantly more difficult. But, you know, it is what it is. These guys are very interesting because they are technically, well, I mean, they're free-to-play units, right? You get them through the Barbershop using Barber Points. Once we get the full update that JP currently has, you can essentially get Barber Points with ZENI, so it becomes pretty much an infinite resource. But the big question is going to be how much value people are going to get out of these characters. So if we have a look at the Krillin, okay, so they have different effects with their orbs. So still 120 when forming a super, attack and defense 30% and recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn with 3 or more key spheres. So he gets HP recovery at the end of the turn instead of dodge. And then the additional 50% with 5 orbs and the extra support with 3 tech orbs. So that part is the same. It seems like it's the only difference is going to be what they do when you collect 3 orbs. So Dabura is high chance to stun with 3 orbs. Roshi is medium chance to guard, okay, and then Nappa is high chance to crit. I mean, that's potentially the best one, but the thing is with all of these units, I feel like there's a lot of people out there, depending on how easy the missions are, these units are probably only going to be valuable for newer players. Or maybe free, even if you've played for a little while and are free to play, because the leader skills are obviously not up to snuff for the current meta. It's only 90%. Their passives, I mean, if you're getting their full orbs, 120% at the start, 30%, and then another 50% from the full 5 orbs. Plus, they are giving themselves the support as well. So, I mean, their stats aren't super high, like start of turn stats, but if you get all these buffs, they could potentially put out some okay numbers, like on an actual team, not being used as a leader. But the problem is, when it comes to these units, and I was thinking about it a little bit before sitting down to record this, I couldn't remember exactly what they all did, but I remembered that they are mono-type supports. The problem is, some categories, and we talk about this with Super Battle Road, with EZA'S, stuff like that, some categories it's quite easy to make mono teams, but using an actual full category. But when I was thinking about it, none of these units really fit onto any really top tier categories that have mono teams, apart from maybe Krillin, because mono tech movie heroes is absolutely busted and is probably, you know, the bane of the existence of the AGL Broly EZA that I think almost everybody is at like stage 700 at this point. So tech movie heroes, very good, but that team is overflowing with like top tier units. So I don't know if that Krillin really has a place, but when we think about Great Saiyaman, he's supporting AGL, hybrids, Buu Saga, Goku family, because remember, he's a Buu Saga Great Saiyaman. He's not like the movie heroes version, who could be run on like Gogeta's team, for example, AGL, EZA, Gogeta. None of these teams have, like, to me, stand out like AGL builds. Dabura, when it comes to int, like, what categories is he actually on that has strong, like, int units? Right, like Majin Buu Saga, Int Kid Buu is super outdated at this point. Maybe if we do finally get our LR Buu as part 2 of the anniversary, he could be Int. But then it's not like they share a ton of links. Terrifying Conquerors and Corroded Body and Mind, there obviously are good units on there, but like the main thrust of the team, like imagine if LR Cooler and EZA Cooler were both Int. Then maybe this guy could have a spot on like Terrifying Conquerors, right? But they're not, they're STR. And then Roshi is STR, Kamehameha, there's obviously a lot of like Goku units and stuff like that. Battle of Wits, Vegito leads that. There's a couple of teams where maybe he could get some use, but then we're talking about characters that he's going to share basically no links with outside of like Kamehameha, maybe Infighter, and then obviously depending on the Goku, they might have Turtle School. And then Nappa himself, Pure Saiyans, Terrifying Conqueror, Space Traveling Warrior, Saiyan Saga. I mean, Pure Saiyans, I guess because it's not extreme physical support, right? It's just any physical. So I guess you could make a decent physical Pure Saiyans team. But honestly, I feel like for a lot of people, myself included, I feel like I'm only going to use these units after I do the initial showcase videos for them. I'm probably going to use them in Battlefield, and honestly, that might be it. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think you will have any use for these units? I would say, obviously, even if you don't think you are going to use them a huge amount, go ahead and do the missions and get the medals. Even if you don't want to actually go ahead and do the EZA because you don't want to spend the ZENI, at least get the medals in case you do want to awaken them for some reason in the future, and then you're stuck with that awkward thing I was talking about where you kind of have to wait for the medals to just appear in the shop before you can actually buy them. Because you can see here on JP, it does show that you can get them for Barber points, whereas obviously on Global, you can't get them at all, and the units you can only get with the Barber points. I think since they put the update in the news saying that the units were coming out, I don't think they're even currently available in the shop. So if you haven't got them already, you actually can't get them like right now as of this time of recording. I did get all of mine up to Rainbow Level 10 links. I think 2 or 3 of them I got a spare SA5 copy, but I didn't realise I hadn't actually done it for all of them. I know some people out there have fully done that and are fully prepared. So let me know your thoughts down below on these EZAs. I'm sure for a lot of people these Barbershop units are not particularly exciting. I know Kid Goku is a very solid unit, but he's not exactly on a ton of like super top tier team builds that people run. I think all of people's hopes for Global are pinned on the EZA for God Goku, because if he is very, very good, then obviously as a global first, that would be a bit of a W for us. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you ready to go? Obviously EZAs cost a lot of ZENI. The easiest way to get ZENI is to just play EZAs past stage 30. If you find one that you found incredibly easy because you have a super dominant team, just beat like an extra 10 to 20 stages of that, sell all the Hercule statues, and boom, you'll have plenty of ZENI. I've been at max ZENI for like 3 years at this point, and I think I've got like 3,000 Hercule statues in my inventory. So best way to get ZENI, just farm some EZAs. A lot of them coming up, so if you are doing all of them, it is going to cost quite a lot. So let me know your thoughts down below. Out of all the mono ones, which one are you the most interested in? Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.